Good morning, everybody. Normally we do a prelude and I just start with music, but it is sing-along today. Our service is about Malvina Reynolds, and the first thing we're going to sing is a sing-along, and it's The Little Red Hen. The little red hen found a grain of wheat, and this looks good enough to eat. I'll plant it instead, make me some bread. Said to the other guys down the street, who will help me plant this wheat? Not I, said the dog and the cat. Not I, said the mouse and the rat. I will then, said the little red hen, and she did. Well, the sun shone bright and the rain it blew. The grain of wheat, it grew and grew. It began to sprout, headed it out till it was ripe again. He said, "Help me harvest this stuff." Not I, said the dog and the cat. Not I, said the mouse and the rat. I will then, said the little red hen, and she did. She lugged it to the mill to grind the flour. The mothers would offer no milk hour. Baking time, they all declined to help her with the job. They were the doggone no good Bob. Not I, said the dog and the cat. Not I, said the mouse and the rat. I will then, said the little red hen, and she did. The bread looked good and smelled so fine. The gang came running and fell in line. We'll do our part with all our heart to help you reap this chow. She said, I do not need you now. I planted and hoed this grain of wheat. Then the works not shall not eat. That's my credo, the little bird said, and that's why they call me Red. And this song was actually a fable. It was written in 1874. There have been many versions. Even Ronald Reagan had a version of it at some point. But she adapted the story Malvina Reynolds into a pro-work socialist anthem, as the hen retains the fruits of her labor, saying, and that's why they called her Red. In some versions, it's her children who help her, and after she refuses to share with the other animals, they promise to help from now on.
So an impromptu tidbit I read about Malvina. She was pretty much a lifelong socialist. Her parents were in the 40s and 50s, early days. And one of the quote, the centering, I almost used, instead of this centering word, she said, well, when I pass away, I'll be dead, but I'll still be red. She said. Good morning. My name is Paul Dalzell, and I am the worship coordinator of this, the Unitarian Universalist congregation. I welcome all of you, our members, our friends, and if this is your first time here, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. We are the place, as a wise man once told me, if you don't feel you fit in anywhere else, you belong right here. We come together as a community to do good and to be better. To do good, a part of our belief system is that collective social justice work is crucial to who we are as a religious people. To be better, to develop ourselves to be better humans, kinder, gentler, and more open. Unitarian Universalism is non-creedal, deliberately pluralist, and unambiguously and unapologetically progressive. We find inspiration and wisdom from wherever we can find it, from parables, pagan, and prime. What we believe in matters less than what we do in our faith. We believe there is a rainbow of genders. We believe that actions can be illegal, but people are not. As Bishop Marianne Benet said at the National Prayer Breakfast on Tuesday, we're scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals. They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay their taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, and congregations. May we have the strength and courage to take action and honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and to walk humbly with each other. We do have a few announcements today. This service is being live streamed on Zoom. It will then be available for viewing shortly after it ends on YouTube. And please stick around after the service for our monthly potluck, which was postponed from last week. The RE Roots and Shoots Religious Education Students Project will continue with a collection after the worship service during the potluck to benefit SOAR's clients' pets. They will also learn about the UU shared value of transformation. This Thursday, January 30th, Spiral Moon Grove will be doing a new moon ritual to focus on something we want to manifest in our lives. We'll also be practicing and assigning parts to the embolic ritual that's coming up this weekend. Please come and join the fun. And as mentioned, on February 1st at 6:30, plan to join Spiral Moon Grove for their embolic ritual. They will honor the goddess Brigid and celebrate new beginnings as the earth starts to stir with life once again. There will be a potluck feast and fellowship immediately following the ritual. Please bring something you would like to share. All are welcome. And now, as Stephanie lights our chalice, please join me reading the words which are on an insert in your order of service. To be a Unitarian Universalist means we're never done with the work of telling the truth about oppression, the work of resisting any laws, policies, or practices that deny anyone their humanity, the work of stubbornly seeking out the spark of divine in each other, no matter what, the work of creating heaven on earth. To be a Unitarian Universalist also means we are not alone in the work. We are not alone because of our promises to love one another. We are not alone because we are companions on the journey. We grow ourselves into allies, helping one another get free, because none of us is truly free until we are all free. Oh, one more announcement. I am so sorry. The dinner with friends is this Thursday at 5 o'clock at the Restaurant Abruzzo by the ballpark. 5 o'clock, let Carol know if you're coming. Everyone is welcome. I'm sorry, Marge.
It's okay.
He was just nominated for James Beard. Good morning. I'm Marjorie Clarkson. Today I have the pleasure to speak to you about an American hero of the 20th century, Malvina Reynolds. Just a few months ago I spoke with you about a Prussian-born hero of the 18th century, Alexander von Humboldt. Learning about the lives of these extraordinary people changed my mind about the need for heroes in my life, and I think the need for them in all our lives. And if there was ever a time in American history when we needed heroes, it is right now. The story I'm about to tell you contains a description of violence. The caravan of Klansmen came to a stop around midnight in front of the home of Davy and Lizzie Milder on November 17, 1932. Their bungalow in the Carroll Park neighborhood of Long Beach, California, had just played host to a fundraiser for the International Labor Defense Fund. Members of the fund were seeking donations for the Scottsboro Boys, 9 black teens whose convictions in the rape of 2 white women in Alabama had recently been overturned. That was just too much for the Klan. Klan members from Orange County united with their Long Beach brothers for the raid. About 50 gathered outside the Milder home, armed with guns, clubs, rubber hoses, and a gasoline-soaked wooden cross. The family's very existence, Jewish, immigrant, socialist, anti-racist, could not be tolerated. They planted the cross on the Milder's lawn and set it ablaze. Klansmen stood guard with guns drawn at the porch, while others tried to break through the front door. David, Lizzie, their son Samuel, and their daughter Malvina were sipping coffee when the KKK tried to barge in. The family leapt from the table and tried to keep the door from budging, but it wasn't enough. A group of hooded men circled around the back and found a way in. They then demanded everyone take a ride in the Klan cars, but the Milders wouldn't go quietly. "Won't someone help us?" Malvina cried to neighbors. Neighbors rushed outside to help, but the armed Klansmen kept them at bay. The Klan finally forced the Milders and their guests into cars and prepared to speed off when the Long Beach Police Department's unit, tasked with monitoring left-wing activities in the city, just happened to swing by. The police stopped the attempted kidnapping, but not before the Klansmen left handbills reading, "Communism will not be tolerated. The Ku Klux Klan rides again." The midnight raid scared the Milders and made national headlines, but it also gave birth to a legendary singer. The eldest Milder daughter went on to become one of the fiercest folk singers in American history. She used the terror of the Klan raid to fuel a life and career of radical politics, organizing and writing columns, and even running for the Long Beach County Council. But her most lasting legacy are her tunes of justice, songs covered by Joan Baez, Marianne Faithfull, and other musical greats, like Pete Seeger, who recorded her Little Boxes. The themes in Reynolds' political music, economic justice, environmentalism, women's rights, and anti-racism, remain all too relevant today. We're now going to sing "It Isn't Nice." This song was written in '64 and is a civil rights song, which refers to the assassination of Medgar Evers.
It isn't nice to block the doorway. It isn't nice to go to jail. There are nicer ways to do it, but the nice ways always fail. It isn't nice. It isn't nice. You told us once, you told us twice, but if that's freedom's price, we don't mind. It isn't nice to carry banners, or to sit on the floor, or to shout our cry of freedom at the hotel and the store. It isn't
nice, he isn't nice. He told us once, he told us twice, that that is freedom's price, we don't mind. We have tried negotiations, and the three-man picket line, Mr. Charlie didn't see us, and he might as well be blind. Now our new ways aren't nice, when we deal with men of ice, but if that is freedom's price, we don't mind. How about those years of lynchings, and the shot in Evers' back? Did you say it wasn't proper? Did you stand out on the track? You were quiet, just like mice. Might you say we aren't nice, but if that is freedom's price, we don't mind. It isn't nice to block the doorway, it isn't nice to go to jail. There are nicer ways to do it, but the nice ways always fail. It isn't nice, it isn't nice, but thanks for your advice, 'cause if that is freedom's price, we don't mind.
I'd like to invite our new members who are present to please come to the front. Don't worry, there's no hazing, just a brief ceremony. Our new members this year are Maria Rose Rodriguez, who is not present, Casey Jones, who is not present, Zachary Martell, who is present, and Brian McNamara, who is present. Come on up, folks. Just stand here. You can sit. That's fine. We all first came to this place for different reasons. We might have been invited by a friend. We might have been searching for a group of like-minded people. We might have been curious, or we might have been UUs elsewhere and new to this area. The might have beens are as varied as we are. The wonderful thing is you, whose story speaks truth to ours, found our community. The humbling thing is you chose to stay. It's an affirmation of who we are and how we want to be with one another. You will see how your time and talents can help us grow into the community you need, the community this world needs. Your story will make that community a richer, more vibrant tapestry of love. We welcome you into our community of action and love. We welcome you home. I am truly glad you are here. And now we have a message from our board president. If you could introduce Marion when you're done.
Hello, welcome everyone. In my role as board president, there are a few joys greater than welcoming new members to our congregation. It is an opportunity to extend our care and values, but it is an opportunity to be stronger for our voice of progressive religion in difficult days. Your presence with us furthers our mission, our Unitarian Universalist Association, and the cause of peace and justice. So on behalf of our board, lay leaders, and staff, I welcome you to this, our beloved Unitarian Universalist congregation, Charleston, West Virginia. We're glad you're here. And next up, Marion from our membership chair.
In our free tradition, we seek to build not just numbers or finances, but deep connections with this community we call our spiritual home. Speaking on behalf of the welcoming group, which in the past was known as the Membership Committee. I want to acknowledge you who have chosen to move from being friends of the UUC to saying, I am a Unitarian Universalist. Doing so is a commitment to work towards our mission, which is to build a loving UU community and to increase justice in our neighborhood and beyond. So let us journey together, support one another, and have some fun along the way.
Congregation, please rise as you are willing and able as we read the congregational response inserted in your order of service. Let's read it together. Today, we welcome you into our circle of caring and celebrate that your journey has led you to our doors. We pledge to be beside you when the hard times come and laugh with you when joy springs forth. We ask you to be there for us too. Come, bring your gifts and ideas. Come, bring your commitment and perseverance. Let this place be your place, your very own circle of caring. And now let's sing our welcome song to our new members. The word.
Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you.
Thank you. Malvina Reynolds' life became intertwined with activism from an early age. 2 years after her birth in San Francisco on August 23, 1900, her parents joined the Socialist Party. Her father, a Jewish immigrant from Hungary, served in the United States Navy during the Spanish-American War of 1898 and ran a naval tailor shop in the city. His friend, labor organizer Tom Mooney, gave Malvina her start in music. In 1960, Malder took his teenage daughter to the activist home so she could take violin lessons from Mooney's wife. Malvina showed exceptional talent, but she wanted to pursue literary admissions in college. There was only one obstacle. Her parents' opposition to World War I caused her high school to deny her a diploma. Teachers helped her enroll at the University of California at Berkeley, despite being blacklisted. She majored in English while playing violin in a dance band. Her family moved to Long Beach so her father could open up a tailor shop to serve naval fleets. Malvina joined her family in 1931, dropping out of graduate school. She then began a relationship with Bud Reynolds, a high school sweetheart, and she called the love of her life. She gave birth to their only daughter, Nancy, in 1935. The family moved to Berkeley later that year and got married. Once there, she enrolled at UC Berkeley, earning a doctorate in Romance philology, which means, some of you may know, but I didn't know, the study of language and oral and historical sources. The death of her father in 1944 brought her back to Long Beach to run the family shop with her husband. After Japan surrendered to the Allies, the two sold the business, and Malvina left stitching sailor clothes for her true passion, writing songs of discontent. I wrote fiction and poetry before that, but it didn't feel right until I picked up a guitar. And what a guitar it was, a big old orange crate with a crack in the back. She began her musical career at 45 as the post-war World War II folk music revival got moving with the return of key players. Woody Guthrie did a stint entertaining the troops, and after the war helped start People's Songs, an organization promoting folks revival. People's Songs promoted and distributed songs of labor and the American people, and they organized hootenannies, spreading to cities across the country, including Los Angeles. Malvina first met Pete Seeger at a People's Songs shindig in LA in 1947. Peter later described his first meeting with her. It was in 1947 at a hootenanny in Los Angeles. A middle-aged woman asked if she could speak to me. "What is it?" says I. "Well, I need more time than we have here to talk with you," she said. Next day, she came to where I and my small family were staying and said to me, "I'd like to try doing what you do, sing for unions, for people trying to do something good in their corner of the world." I said, "Well, you don't get rich, but you meet all sorts of wonderful people." She was 46 or 47 and had a shock of beautiful white hair. I was 28. I remember thinking, gee, she's kind of old to get started. I had a lot to learn. Pretty soon she was turning out song after song after song. The Reynolds house became a stop for musicians like Seeger and other activists. They loved to entertain guests, political or personal, their daughter Nancy said. "My parents liked to throw parties, my mom for the food and dancing and singing, my father for the chit-chat." People's Songs folded the following year because of financial problems, but Malvina continued. She wrote Magic Penny during her time in Long Beach. Of Magic Penny, her daughter Nancy recalls, "I came home from a dance, and she had written this song about dancing the night away. That was one of her most popular songs." And we're now going to sing Magic Penny. Do I need to get this out of here?
Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny, hold it tight and you won't have any. Lend it, spend it, and you'll have so many, they'll roll over the floor. Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Oh, love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. Mommy's daddy like to use it, but love is better if you don't refuse it. It's a treasure and you'll never use it unless you lock up your door. For love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. So let's go dancing till the break of day, and if there's a piper we can pay. For love is something if you give it away, you end up having more.
We come to this place of sanctuary, whether in person or virtually, to connect with the greater good, to do good and to be better. Part of sharing what is of worth is sharing our joys, our celebrations, our sorrows, our concerns, our peace, our help, and our needs. A personal joy of my part standing up here is for the two coolest sweatshirts in the congregation right now. Joy. We also have a joy. Hooray for sunshine. Another personal one, the joy of taking action. whether by helping to reduce harm among our more vulnerable neighbors, or all the ways we are able. Just doing something brings us joy. We have sorrows for the state legislative actions, re-education environment, and too many to list, and another one for the new president. Too much to discuss here. I also have concern for all of those who are houseless in this bitter winter weather, and for the hearts of those who condemn them and make their lives harder. For our friends and neighbors who may be facing deportation in the coming days, let's hold them in our hearts and do what we can to keep them safe. And for all of our queer friends and family who will be facing discrimination by both the state and federal policies recently signed, please know you are loved and you are safe with us.
Despite her late start into the music world, Malvina found a following after moving back to Berkeley. In 1960, at age 59, she recorded her first album with Folkways Records. Another county, heard from. 2 years later, while driving through Daly City on the way to a gig, Malvina told Bud to take over the wheel so she could write Little Boxes. The song was inspired visually by the houses of Daly City, California. When Time magazine wanted a photo of her pointing to the very place that she had written her song about, she couldn't find those houses because so many more had been built around them that the hillsides were totally covered. Seeger recorded Little Boxes in 1963, and it was a hit. Malvina didn't get a chance to commercially release her version until landing a deal with Columbia Records, resulting in the 1967 album, Malvina Reynolds Sings the Truth. And now we're going to sing Little Boxes.
Because we also have to do the offering. The offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and to these people. It is as much a part of our ritual as singing together or lighting our chalice. It is a reminder of that form of love we call generosity. It is how we show that we believe it is important to worship together, to help our community, and to say yes to the values of our faith. Please rise as you are willing or able, in voice, body, and spirit as we sing Little Boxes.
Little boxes on the hillside,
Little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside,
little boxes all the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky and they all look just the same. And the people in the houses all went to the university where they were put in boxes and they came out all the same. And there's doctors and lawyers and business executives, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky and they all look just the same. And they all play on the golf course and drink their martinis dry, and they all have pretty children, and the children go to school, and the children go to summer camp, and then to the university where they are put in boxes and they come out all the same.
Our meditation words today are the breath of the people, Settle in your chair. Set your feet firmly on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in the love you feel. Breathe out the fear. Breathe in and know you are not alone. Breathe out the worry that those with money and power will destroy all you hold dear. Breathe in, knowing we are together. Breathe out the angst that they will drive us apart. Breathe in the breath of those around you. Breathe out the fear of what is to come. We, and all those who feel fear, breathe with you. Together, we will use our breath to resist the power of the few. Together, we breathe with the breath of the people, the breath of love.
Malvina recorded more albums, wrote children's music, started her own label, Cassandra Records, published songbooks, and toured overseas well into her late 70s. In fact, I think she was on top of the British popular music listing at one point with one of her songs. She even appeared on Sesame Street as a folk singer named Kate. She said, "I can almost hear people saying, 'Who is this old bat?'" She joked. I went on to say, I win them over with storytelling between songs. In about 10 minutes, they're singing along with me and laughing. And I saw that when I saw one of her concerts. And there were, she said, 1,000 people, and they were all probably a third of her age. Malvina Reynolds died on March 17, 1978 of pancreatitis. She wanted little fanfare to mark her passing. Family and friends held a private wake at her Berkeley home, but a public memorial concert followed, with Seeger performing at its closing. A fellow folk singer and friend, Ruthie Buell, eulogized Malvina by saying, "When you're a songwriter, you don't die, you get to live forever." So I'm just going to say here, because we're going to sing Turn Around, which is a song she wrote with Alan Green and was performed by Harry Belafonte, apparently in a television ad for Kodak. I mean, that was one of its uses. And I sang this song privately to my daughter on her wedding day. So I want to thank Jamie for inviting me to work with you on this service and for giving me a new hero. And I want to thank you, Paul, for your design for the order of service. And I want to thank the now defunct Orange County Weekly and writer Dee Kelson for the August 31st, 2016 article about Malvina Reynolds that provided much of the biographical information in this presentation. Thank you.
Where are you going, my little one, little one? Where are you going, my baby, my own? Turn around and you're two, turn around and you're four, turn around and you're a young girl going out of my door. Turn around, turn around, turn around, and you're a young girl going out of my door. Where are you going, my little one, little one, little dirndls and petticoats? Where have you gone? Turn around and you're tiny, turn around and you're grown, turn around and you're a young wife with babes of your own. Turn around, turn around, turn around, and you're a young wife with babes of your own. Wasn't that nice? That was so nice.
That one makes me cry. Our closing words are "We Shall Overcome" by Janalo Johnson. We shall overcome. When we can truly celebrate the diversity of contributions and talents offered by all people, we shall overcome hatred and prejudice and oppression. When we can truly extend our hands to one another in loving acceptance, we shall overcome the past that haunts us now. Living in peace and freedom, we shall overcome the wrongs that have happened and the debts left unpaid. Let us join together in that commitment to overcome. Let us say together, Amen. Amen. And I invite you to rise one last time as you are willing and able in body or spirit, and especially in voice. For our sung postlude, it'll again be on the screens, We Shall Overcome.
Shall overcome someday.
Are we singing the whole song? I'm sorry. I thought it was just
They're
one verse.
into it. Let's do it.
Let's do the second verse. Ready?
We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand
Thank you all.